when the golden couple of Korean entertainment, Dara and Jung announced their engagement, the world cheered. Fans flooded social media with congratulations, hashtags trended globally, and even the most skeptical tabloids admitted theirs was a fairy tale romance in an industry infamous for its heartbreaks. Dara, a beloved singer with a radiant smile and unshakable charm, had enchanted millions since her debut. Jung, the quiet, brooding actor who made hearts flutter with every glance on screen, long been one of Korea's most eligible bachelors. Together, they were unstoppable. It all began 5 years ago on the set of a variety show. Dara was there as a guest judge for a dance segment, while Jung was a surprise host for the evening. The chemistry between them was undeniable, even through the cameras. Viewers could feel the electricity sparking. At first, their interactions were playful and professional, but eagle-eyed fans noticed that he would glance at her just a bit longer than necessary, and she would laugh just a little too brightly at his jokes. Rumors swirled for months afterward. They were spotted having coffee in quiet neighborhoods, attending the same charity events. Both of them denied the speculation at first, as stars often do, citing busy schedules and a close friendship. But then came that fateful night 2 years later when Jung, during a fan meeting, casually let it slip. "There's someone in my life who makes me a better man. I hope you'll all support me when I'm ready to tell you more." That someone, of course, was Dara. When they finally went public, the internet exploded. Some fans were devastated, feeling betrayed. Others wept with joy. The two of them handled the reaction with grace and patience. Over time, people began to root for them, their quiet dates, their shy smiles, their unwavering support for each other's careers. When Jung publicly proposed to Dara on stage at one of her concerts, holding out a simple gold band as confetti fell around them, it was as though the entire nation stopped to watch. Their wedding was nothing short of magical. Held in a picturesque garden outside Seoul, it was a private yet star-studded affair. Dara wore a breathtaking off-shoulder gown embroidered with delicate lace, while Jung looked every bit the prince in his tailored white tuxedo. They exchanged vows under a canopy of cherry blossoms. Described the atmosphere as electric and emotional. Tears flowed freely, not just from the bride and groom, but from everyone witnessing their union. Their first weeks as husband and wife seemed to confirm what everyone believed: they were perfect for each other. They posted sunlit photos from their honeymoon in Santorini, walking hand in hand along the cliffs, laughing as they fed each other gelato. Dara captioned one picture, "My forever begins here." Jung replied in the comments, "And here. And here. Everywhere you are." Fans adored seeing them together. They would attend events side by side, quietly supporting one another, stealing private glances that spoke volumes. Behind the curtain, however, shadows were beginning to gather. It started with little things. Dara skipped a high-profile awards show, citing personal reasons, and was later spotted leaving a clinic late at night. Jung looked visibly tired at press conferences, his easy smile replaced by an uncharacteristic stiffness. Paparazzi photos began to tell a different story: Dara wiping her eyes in a restaurant while Jung stared blankly at his phone. At first, people brushed it off. Marriage is hard, after all, especially under the harsh glare of fame. But the cracks widened. A leaked video showed Dara walking out of a charity event mid-speech, tears streaming down her face, as Jung remained frozen in his seat, unable, or unwilling, to follow her. Fans, reporters, and fellow celebrities alike speculated wildly. Fight? Was someone unfaithful? Were they simply buckling under the pressure? The media frenzy reached its peak one chilly evening when Dara attended a movie premiere alone. Wearing a long coat and dark glasses, she appeared thin and paled, her smile strained. Reporters shouted questions, but she kept her head down. Later that night, cameras caught her sobbing uncontrollably in the backseat of a black sedan. Meanwhile, Jung appeared at a separate event, silent and stone-faced, his expression unreadable as he posed for photographers. What could have happened to the couple that once embodied so much love, so much hope? Why was Dara in tears, and why did Jung stand frozen? able to comfort her. The heartbreaking truth, as it turned out, more complicated, and more devastating, than anyone could have imagined. The revelation came quietly at first. In a statement from Dara's management agency released on a rainy morning, "We ask for your understanding and compassion during this difficult time," it read. Dara has recently received a diagnosis of a serious medical condition and is currently undergoing treatment. Jung Il-woo is supporting her through this journey as best he can. Please respect their privacy. The statement confirmed what many had feared. Dara was battling an illness. Later reports clarified that she had been diagnosed with an aggressive form of autoimmune disease that not only left her physically weakened but also made it difficult for her to carry a pregnancy to term, something the couple had dreamed of since before their wedding. In a heartfelt interview weeks later, Dara broke her silence. Sitting in a softly lit studio, she spoke through tears. "I felt like I failed him," she admitted. "We were so excited to start a family. But after the diagnosis, everything changed. I was scared. I didn't want him to see me like this, weak, broken." Her words painted a painful picture: endless hospital visits, whispered conversations with doctors, the unbearable pressure of public expectations clashing with private despair. At one point, she confessed, he even suggested they annul their marriage so that Jung Il-woo could find someone healthier, someone who could give him children. Cameras cut to Jung Il-woo's interview. His eyes were glistening with unshed tears. "She told me that," he said hoarsely. "I couldn't believe she thought so little of herself. She's my wife. My everything. I don't care if we never have children, all I care about is her being alive here with me." And yet, even with all his love, the ordeal had taken its toll on him too. He admitted to feeling helpless, frozen. "I didn't know how to help her," he confessed. "Every time she cried, I felt like my chest was being ripped apart. I didn't know what to say. I just stood there. It's my biggest regret, that I didn't hold her more." In the weeks that followed the interview, public opinion shifted dramatically. Fans who had once speculated about infidelity or scandal flooded social media with support and apologies. The hashtags #StayStrongDara and #WeStandWith with Jung Il-woo trended worldwide. Fellow celebrities spoke out in solidarity, sending flowers, letters, and words of encouragement. Still, the road ahead was long and uncertain. Dara underwent multiple treatments, some of which left her exhausted and bedridden. There were moments she wanted to give up, moments she lashed out in frustration and fear. Jung Il-woo, for his part, stepped back from his acting commitments to care for her full-time. One particularly touching moment occurred when fans spotted the couple at a small seaside village, away from the cameras, away from the city. Dara, wrapped in a cozy scarf, leaned against Jung Il-woo as they walked slowly along the sand. A passerby reported hearing him murmur, "Even now, you're the most beautiful thing I have ever seen." Those quiet days by the ocean became a kind of sanctuary for them. Away from prying eyes, they learned how to smile again, how to laugh at silly jokes, how to hold each other without words. Planted a small garden together outside their cottage, filling it with white lilies and lavender, symbols of purity and healing. Slowly, cautiously, Dara's health began to improve. The treatments, though grueling, started to show results. On her birthday, Jung Il-woo posted a photo of her blowing out candles, her eyes bright with hope. The caption reads simply, "Another year with you. The best gift." In their final joint interview, the one that would come to define their story, Dara addressed the public directly. "We thought we had to be perfect," she said. "Thought love meant only smiling, only showing the best parts of ourselves. But we learned that real love means staying, even when it's ugly, even when it hurts." Jung Il-woo added, his voice steady, "I froze because I was afraid. But I learned that love isn't about not being afraid. It's about standing there anyway." For her, always, ordeal, as heartbreaking as it was, became a testament to the resilience of love. They faced the worst together, the fear of loss, the judgment of the world, the shattering of their dreams, and came out stronger. By the time Dara was able to return to the stage, singing softly to a tearful audience, Jung Il-woo was there in the front row, his eyes never leaving her. The crowd erupted in applause, not just for her performance, but for the courage it took to stand there at all. In the end, their story was no longer just about a glamorous couple on magazine covers. It was about two people who learned to love not despite their flaws and hardships, but because of them. Heartbreak they endured became the foundation of a deeper, more enduring connection, a love story that no illness, no scandal, no misunderstanding could destroy. Though Dara's tears and Jung Il-woo's frozen silence had once seemed like the beginning of the end, they were, in truth, the beginning of something far greater. As she once said, standing on stage with his hand in hers, "We're not perfect. But we're here." And that's